Have you ever faced a moment so heavy, so challenging, that you thought this might break me? We all have. Life throws storms at us, losses, failures, unexpected twists, and sometimes it feels impossible to stand strong against them. But here's something the ancient Stoics believed: those difficult moments, the ones that shake you to your core, are not your enemies. They are the forge where your inner strength is shaped. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced countless hardships, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Imagine that. The very thing you fear or struggle against could be the path to your greatest growth. What if, instead of being crushed by life's difficulties, you could rise stronger because of them? Today, we're diving into how the Stoics turned adversity into strength and how you can do the same. Each lesson is designed to shift your mindset, to help you see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones toward your best self. If this idea resonates, if you've ever wondered how to find meaning in struggle, then stay with us. These teachings are simple, yet life-changing, and together we'll uncover tools that will help you transform even your hardest days into moments of growth. Before we start, here's something powerful you can do to support this journey. Hit the like button to show that you're ready to face life with strength. Subscribe to join our growing community of thinkers, dreamers, and doers, because this space is all about helping each other rise. And don't leave quietly. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's your greatest challenge right now? Let's face it together the Stoic way. Your transformation starts here. Ready to begin? Let's go. Lesson 1. See obstacles as opportunities for growth. When life throws obstacles your way, it's natural to feel frustrated, discouraged, or even defeated. But the Stoics saw obstacles differently. To them, challenges weren't barriers. They were opportunities for growth, a chance to cultivate inner strength and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled during wars, plagues, and constant political strife, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This simple but profound idea challenges us to shift our perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we should ask, "How can I grow from this?" Think about a time in your life when something went wrong. Maybe you faced rejection, a career setback, or a personal loss. In that moment, it likely felt overwhelming, even unbearable. But now, looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Perhaps it made you more resilient, taught you a valuable lesson, or pushed you to take a new path. The Stoics believed that every obstacle holds this potential, but it's up to us to uncover it. For example, let's say you're passed over for a promotion you've been working hard for. Your first reaction might be anger or self-doubt, but the Stoics would encourage you to look deeper. What can this teach you? Maybe it's an opportunity to develop new skills, strengthen your work ethic, or reassess whether the job aligns with your long-term goals. The setback isn't the end, it's a redirection. Turning obstacles into opportunities doesn't mean denying your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means accepting the situation for what it is and choosing to respond with strength and clarity. When you encounter a challenge, pause and ask, "What can I control in this situation? How can I use this to grow?" By shifting your perspective, obstacles lose their power to hold you back. Instead, they become the very thing that propels you forward. Remember, the Stoics didn't see adversity as a punishment. They saw it as a chance to test and refine their character. And so can you. Each challenge is a hidden gift, waiting for you to unwrap it. Lesson 2. Master your reactions to external events. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything feels in control, and the next, you're hit with unexpected challenges, a harsh comment from someone, a setback at work, or a plan that falls apart. While it's tempting to blame the outside world for our frustrations, the Stoics teach us that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our reactions to them. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." This timeless truth reminds us that while we can't always control what happens, we have absolute power over how we choose to react. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You feel your anger rise almost instantly, maybe even yelling or honking your horn. In that moment, your emotions take over, and the experience ruins your mood for hours. But what if you could pause, take a breath, and remind yourself, this moment doesn't define my day. Their actions are not under my control, but my response is. By shifting your reaction, you reclaim your peace. The Stoics understood that true freedom lies in mastering your emotions, not being mastered by them. Mastering your reactions doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending not to care. It means creating a space between the stimulus and your response. When something happens, take a moment to reflect. Is this worth my energy? Does reacting emotionally help or hurt me? This practice allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This principle applies to larger challenges as well. Maybe you've lost a job, faced rejection, or had a falling out with someone close to you. While these events can be painful, the Stoics would encourage you to focus on what you can control, your mindset, your actions, and the lessons you can learn from the experience. The next time you're faced with a difficult situation, remember, you are not a victim of circumstances. You are the master of your mind and your response. Choose calm over chaos, strength over frustration, and watch how life's challenges lose their power to unsettle you. That is the Stoic way. Lesson 3. Detach from outcomes and focus on the process. Have you ever poured your heart into something? A job application, a project, or a relationship, only to be crushed when the result didn't go as planned? It's natural to feel disappointed when outcomes don't match our expectations. But the Stoics believed that attaching ourselves too tightly to results leads to unnecessary suffering. Instead, they taught us to focus on what we can control, our effort, intentions, and actions. As Epictetus advised, do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do, and you will live a tranquil life. The Stoics understood that while we can influence outcomes, we can never guarantee them. A farmer can plant seeds, water the fields, and tend the crops, but no amount of effort can control the weather or prevent a drought. Similarly, in life, we can do our best, but the final result often depends on factors beyond our control. The key is to detach from those outcomes and find satisfaction in knowing that we gave it our all. For example, imagine you're preparing for an important exam. You studied diligently, sacrificing time and energy to master the material. The Stoic approach would be to focus entirely on the process, your preparation, focus, and determination, rather than obsessing over the grade. Whether you ace it or fall short, you'll have the peace of knowing that you did everything within your power. Detachment doesn't mean apathy or lack of ambition. On the contrary, it allows you to pursue your goals with greater clarity and less fear. When you aren't consumed by the what-ifs, you can channel your energy into the task at hand, free from the anxiety of failure or the need for perfection. So, how can you apply this in your daily life? The next time you're working towards something important, ask yourself, am I focusing on what I can control, or am I obsessing over the outcome? Reframe your mindset to value the journey over the destination. By detaching from results, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of success and failure. The process becomes your reward, and in that lies true peace. Lesson 4. Practice voluntary discomfort to build resilience. In today's world, we are surrounded by comfort, warm homes, plentiful food, and endless entertainment. While there's nothing wrong with enjoying these conveniences, the Stoics believed that too much comfort can weaken us. They practiced voluntary discomfort to prepare themselves for life's inevitable hardships, building resilience and gratitude in the process. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, encouraged this practice, saying, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself all the while, 'Is this the condition I feared?'" This isn't about denying yourself joy or becoming a Stoic monk. It's about training your mind and body to face challenges with strength and equanimity. When you step out of your comfort zone intentionally, you realize that many of the things you fear, like hunger, discomfort, or even failure, are not as bad as your imagination makes them out to be. You build confidence in your ability to endure and adapt. Imagine going without your favorite luxuries for a week, eating simple meals instead of dining out, using cold water instead of hot, or stepping away from social media. At first, it may feel strange or even unpleasant, but soon you'll notice something remarkable. You don't need these things as much as you thought. The practice not only strengthens your resilience, but also helps you appreciate the things you often take for granted. Voluntary discomfort is also a powerful tool for developing gratitude. When you intentionally experience less, the comforts of your regular life feel like gifts. You stop taking simple joys for granted, like a warm bed or a home-cooked meal. The next time you face a real hardship, you'll find yourself more prepared. You've already shown your mind and body that you can endure discomfort without breaking. So ask yourself, what small discomfort can I practice today to strengthen my resilience? Whether it's walking in the rain, fasting for a meal, or turning off your devices for an evening, every act of voluntary discomfort makes you stronger and more grateful for the life you have. Lesson 5. Reflect on your mortality to live fully. Talking about mortality is uncomfortable for many of us. Death feels like a distant, shadowy concept we'd rather avoid thinking about. But for the Stoics, reflecting on mortality wasn't morbid. It was a profound tool for living a meaningful life. They called it memento mori, or remember you must die. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This wasn't a call to fear death, but an invitation to use its inevitability as motivation to live with purpose and intention. When you remind yourself that life is finite, something shifts. The petty frustrations, the endless to-do lists, the grudges you cling to, they all start to lose their grip. You realize that time is your most precious resource, and every moment wasted on negativity, fear, or distraction is a moment you'll never get back. Instead of fearing death, the Stoics teach us to embrace it as a constant companion, nudging us to live each day as fully as we can. Consider this. If today were your last day, how would you spend it? Would you waste time scrolling through your phone, replaying old arguments, or worrying about things you can't control? Or would you tell someone you love them, pursue something meaningful, or simply savor the beauty of being alive? Reflecting on your mortality helps you prioritize what truly matters and let go of the things that don't. This practice doesn't mean living recklessly or obsessing over the end. It means living intentionally. Take a moment each day to remind yourself, I will not be here forever, but I am here now. What will I do with this moment? You'll find that this awareness sharpens your focus, deepens your gratitude, and encourages you to act with courage and kindness. The Stoics believed that by accepting death, we free ourselves to live. It's not about fearing the end. It's about using its certainty to infuse every day with meaning. So, let this lesson be your guide. Don't wait for someday. Start living fully today. After all, life's most valuable moments are the ones we embrace with both hands. Lesson 5. Reflect on your mortality to live fully. Talking about mortality is uncomfortable for many of us. Death feels like a distant, shadowy concept we'd rather avoid thinking about. But for the Stoics, reflecting on mortality wasn't morbid. It was a profound tool for living a meaningful life. They called it memento mori, or remember you must die. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This wasn't a call to fear death, but an invitation to use its inevitability as motivation to live with purpose and intention. When you remind yourself that life is finite, something shifts. The petty frustrations, the endless to-do lists, the grudges you cling to, they all start to lose their grip. You realize that time is your most precious resource, and every moment wasted on negativity, fear, or distraction is a moment you'll never get back. Instead of fearing death, the Stoics teach us to embrace it as a constant companion, nudging us to live each day as fully as we can. Consider this. If today were your last day, how would you spend it? Would you waste time scrolling through your phone, replaying old arguments, or worrying about things you can't control? Or would you tell someone you love them, pursue something meaningful, or simply savor the beauty of being alive? Reflecting on your mortality helps you prioritize what truly matters and let go of the things that don't. This practice doesn't mean living recklessly or obsessing over the end. It means living intentionally. Take a moment each day to remind yourself, I will not be here forever, but I am here now. What will I do with this moment? You'll find that this awareness sharpens your focus, deepens your gratitude, and encourages you to act with courage and kindness. The Stoics believed that by accepting death, we free ourselves to live. It's not about fearing the end. It's about using its certainty to infuse every day with meaning. So, let this lesson be your guide. Don't wait for someday. Start living fully today. After all, life's most valuable moments are the ones we embrace with both hands. Lesson 6. Choose your inner peace over external chaos in life. Chaos is inevitable. A frustrating co-worker, a difficult family member, an unexpected crisis. There's always something threatening to disturb your peace. But the Stoics believed that no matter how chaotic the world becomes, your inner peace is yours to protect. Epictetus said it best, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound wisdom reminds us that peace is not found in controlling the external world, but in mastering our inner world. Think about how often we let external chaos dictate our emotions. A snide comment can ruin our day. A traffic jam can send us spiraling into frustration. An unexpected bill can leave us in a panic. But in all these moments, the common thread is that we give away our power. We allow the outside world to pull the strings of our inner state, turning us into victims of circumstances. The Stoics challenge us to break this cycle by anchoring our peace to something unshakable, our ability to choose how we respond. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes, and everything around you feels out of control. You can't stop the storm, but you can choose how you stand in it, with panic or with calm resolve. That's the essence of Stoic practice, learning to be steady in the face of life's storms. To cultivate this inner peace, start by recognizing what's within your control. Your thoughts, actions, and mindset are yours and yours alone. When chaos arises, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can change? If the answer is no, let it go. Focus instead on how you can respond with clarity, patience, and wisdom. Inner peace isn't about escaping chaos. It's about meeting it with strength and stability. When you prioritize your peace over external noise, you'll find that even in life's most turbulent moments, you remain centered. The world may rage around you, but within there is calm, a calm that no storm can touch. And that is where your true power lies. Lesson 7. Let go of the need to control others. How often do we try to change people, convince them to see things our way, act differently, or meet our expectations? Whether it's a partner, a friend, a co-worker, or even a stranger, we often find ourselves frustrated when others don't behave the way we think they should. But the Stoics understood a profound truth. We cannot control other people. Epictetus put it plainly. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Other people, what they think, say, and do, are firmly in the category of things beyond our control. Letting go of the need to control others is not only freeing for them, but deeply liberating for us. Think about how much emotional energy is wasted trying to change someone else. You give advice they don't take, offer criticism they resist, or set expectations they never meet. The result: frustration, resentment, and strained relationships. The Stoics would advise you to step back and ask yourself, am I trying to control something I have no power over? Instead of focusing on others' actions, they urged us to focus on our own, our behavior, our responses, and our attitude. For example, if a co-worker is always late or unprepared, it's natural to feel irritated, but no amount of nagging or passive-aggressive remarks will truly change them. What you can control is how you respond. Perhaps you prepare to accommodate their lateness, or have an honest conversation about how it impacts you. Either way, you've shifted the focus from controlling them to managing your own reaction. Letting go of the need to control others doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It means recognizing that true influence comes from leading by example, not from forcing others to change. When you embody patience, kindness, and consistency, people are far more likely to be inspired by your actions than your words. By releasing the need to control others, you'll find your relationships improve and your stress diminishes. People are free to be themselves, and you are free to focus on what truly matters, how you show up in the world. Peace doesn't come from controlling others, it comes from mastering yourself. Lesson 7. Let go of the need to control others. How often do we try to change people, convince them to see things our way, act differently, or meet our expectations? Whether it's a partner, a friend, a co-worker, or even a stranger, we often find ourselves frustrated when others don't behave the way we think they should. But the Stoics understood a profound truth. We cannot control other people. Epictetus put it plainly. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Other people, what they think, say, and do, are firmly in the category of things beyond our control. Letting go of the need to control others is not only freeing for them, but deeply liberating for us. Think about how much emotional energy is wasted trying to change someone else. You give advice they don't take, offer criticism they resist, or set expectations they never meet. The result? Frustration, resentment, and strained relationships. The Stoics would advise you to step back and ask yourself, am I trying to control something I have no power over? Instead of focusing on others' actions, they urged us to focus on our own, our behavior, our responses, and our attitude. For example, if a co-worker is always late or unprepared, it's natural to feel irritated. But no amount of nagging or passive-aggressive remarks will truly change them. What you can control is how you respond. Perhaps you prepare to accommodate their lateness or have an honest conversation about how it impacts you. Either way, you've shifted the focus from controlling them to managing your own reaction. Letting go of the need to control others doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It means recognizing that true influence comes from leading by example, not from forcing others to change. When you embody patience, kindness, and consistency, people are far more likely to be inspired by your actions than your words. By releasing the need to control others, you'll find your relationships improve and your stress diminishes. People are free to be themselves, and you are free to focus on what truly matters, how you show up in the world. Peace doesn't come from controlling others, it comes from mastering yourself. Lesson 8. Accept life as it is, not as you wish it to be. How often do we resist reality? We wish things were different, a situation less challenging, a person more understanding, or life more predictable. This resistance creates frustration, anxiety, and a constant sense of dissatisfaction. The Stoics believed that true peace comes not from trying to bend life to our will, but from accepting it as it is. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher-emperor who faced war, loss, and political turmoil, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The Stoic approach is clear. When you stop wishing for a different reality, you free yourself to work with the one you have. Life doesn't always go as planned, and trying to fight what's beyond your control only drains your energy. For example, imagine you lose a job unexpectedly. You could spend days or weeks lamenting how unfair it is, wishing things had gone differently. But that doesn't change the reality. The Stoics would encourage you to accept the situation, however painful, and focus on what you can do next. Maybe this is an opportunity to learn a new skill, pivot to a career you're passionate about, or simply prove to yourself that you can adapt. Acceptance doesn't mean you're happy about every situation. It means you're choosing not to waste energy resisting what already is. This mindset applies not just to major life events, but also to daily frustrations. Stuck in traffic? You can't make the cars move faster, but you can control your reaction. Turn up some music, enjoy the rare moment of stillness, or simply breathe and let go of the tension. Acceptance shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. When you practice accepting life as it is, you'll find a sense of freedom and resilience. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming a master of your mindset. Life's unpredictability doesn't have to rob you of peace. It can be a chance to grow, adapt, and thrive. So, the next time you find yourself resisting reality, pause and remind yourself, this is what's happening. How will I choose to respond? In that choice lies your power. Lesson 9. Cultivate gratitude in every circumstance. It's easy to feel grateful when life is going well, when we're healthy, loved, and thriving. But what about during hard times? When challenges arise, gratitude often feels out of reach, and we become consumed by what's missing. The Stoics, however, saw gratitude as a practice to be embraced in all circumstances, not just when things are easy. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." Gratitude to the Stoics wasn't just a fleeting feeling. It was a powerful mindset that could transform how we see the world. Consider this. Even in your most difficult moments, there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lesson a hardship is teaching you, the support of a friend during a tough time, or simply the fact that you woke up today with the chance to try again. The Stoics believed that everything in life, good or bad, has value. It's up to us to look for it. For example, imagine a project you poured your heart into doesn't succeed. It's easy to feel defeated, but what if you reframed the situation? Maybe it taught you resilience, revealed an area for improvement, or set you on a path towards something even better. Gratitude isn't about ignoring difficulties, it's about choosing to find meaning and growth within them. Practicing gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. Instead of fixating on what you lack, you begin to see what you have. And often it's more than you realized. Start small. At the end of each day, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how simple. The warmth of the sun, a kind word from someone, or even the ability to read this lesson are all reasons to be thankful. When gratitude becomes a habit, it changes the way you approach life. Challenges feel less overwhelming, relationships grow stronger, and you begin to see joy in even the smallest moments. Remember, the Stoics believed that gratitude isn't reserved for perfect days. It's a choice we make every day. So ask yourself, what can I be grateful for right now? You'll find that even in the hardest times, there's always something worth appreciating. Lesson 10. Strengthen yourself through self-discipline. In a world of instant gratification, self-discipline can feel like a forgotten virtue. We're surrounded by distractions, endless entertainment, quick fixes and shortcuts that promise success without effort. Yet the Stoics believed that true strength, freedom, and fulfillment come from mastering yourself, not indulging every whim. Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This lesson reminds us that the ability to delay gratification, stay committed to our values, and resist fleeting temptations is what builds a life of meaning and purpose. Self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or living an austere life devoid of joy. It's about aligning your actions with your long-term goals rather than surrendering to short-term impulses. For instance, imagine you have a goal to improve your health. The temptation to skip workouts or indulge in unhealthy food might feel powerful in the moment, but the Stoics would encourage you to pause and ask, what do I want most, and how does this choice serve or hinder that desire? With this clarity, you strengthen your will to choose what truly matters over what's immediately gratifying. Building self-discipline is like training a muscle. It grows stronger the more you practice. Start small by setting achievable goals and holding yourself accountable. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier, cutting back on social media, or dedicating a portion of your day to learning something new. Each small act of discipline builds confidence and momentum, showing you that you're capable of more than you think. The Stoics also remind us that self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You will slip up, and that's okay. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. Use every stumble as an opportunity to learn and grow stronger. Ultimately, self-discipline isn't restrictive. It's liberating. When you master your impulses, you reclaim control over your life. You're no longer swayed by fleeting desires or external distractions, but are guided by your values and vision. So ask yourself, what area of my life needs more discipline, and what small step can I take today? By strengthening yourself through discipline, you unlock your potential and create a life built on purpose, not passivity. What's on your mind? Let's hear it. So here we are at the end of this journey, but is it really the end? Or could this be the beginning of something bigger? Every lesson you've read today isn't just philosophy, it's a toolkit, a way to transform how you see life's challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. But here's the thing, these tools are only as powerful as the hands that hold them. What's next is entirely up to you. Now here's where it gets exciting. Out of all the lessons we've explored, which one truly hit home for you? Was there a moment that made you pause, nod your head and think, wow, I needed to hear that? Maybe it was the idea of letting go of control, focusing on progress, or embracing discomfort as a teacher. Whatever it was, we want to hear your story. Share it in the comments. Tell us what spoke to your mind, what challenged it, or what you're ready to try in your own life. Your thoughts could spark someone else's transformation too. And hey, if you've made it this far, that says something about you. You're not just here for casual scrolling. You're here for growth, for insight, and maybe even for a better version of yourself. That's powerful. So why not take it one step further? Hit that like button if something today resonated with you. It's a small action, but it tells us that these ideas matter to you. And don't stop there. If you're ready to keep exploring, learning, and growing alongside a community of thinkers like you, subscribe to our channel. This isn't just a place for content, it's a space for connection, reflection, and meaningful conversations. And trust us, there's so much more ahead. Here's a fun challenge before you go. Take one idea from today's lessons and apply it to your life this week. Just one. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it's about progress. Then come back, share your experience in the comments, and let us know how it went. So what's on your mind right now? What's that one insight that sparks something in you? Let's hear it. After all, growth starts with sharing, and we can't wait to hear your story.